Hey guys, how you doing? Coach Mitch here. Let's go through the Border Patrol process from start to almost finish. So the first thing I always say to people, you got to understand the role within you'll be doing or want to do. So it's a mission, and most of you guys can be the southwest border, of course, with the mission to keep the country safe. Number two, it's definitely going to be a lifestyle. It's going to take over your life because it's a very involved career for you. So last thing is going to be responsibility. The responsibility of your position is huge. In my coaching program, in interviewing coaching program, I'm asking you questions that test your integrity. The reason why, because if you do something egregious at the border as your position as a BP agent, your actions can hurt the country, not just, a few people. Whereas you take like a beat cop, right? A city cop, he or she does something wrong. Well, it hurts some people for sure, but a BP agent can hurt a lot of people. This is why integrity is important, okay? After you turn in your application to usajobs.gov, you want to make sure, you guys, your resume is on top of it. So if you have resume help, you need resume help, link down below too. We offer that as well. However, though, free advice here for your resume. You want to look at what they're asking for in the job details and make sure you do have, honestly, the skill sets to match that, and then you put that into your resume when you submit it. Therefore, they understand there's a matchup. If you don't know how to match up your resume to what they're looking for, you can also go down below, get into my resume help as well, or you can ask a friend or whatever, say, hey, help me to make my resume match what they're looking for in this job. Otherwise, you're going to get a kickback, and they'll tell you you're not qualified just from the beginning, right? So make sure it matches. Number two, you're going to get this, if you get through there, you get a request to do a written exam for them. Basically, it's on the computer, of course, You get logical reasoning. It's going to be some basic problem-solving type questions, It takes a while to finish, so it's also time. So you got to make sure you understand the processes, especially with the logical reasoning part of the BP exam. It's a different way of thinking. Most of us are logical, and I understand that, but you want to get some practice in for sure. I get a practice exam down below. It's 90 questions for sure. Then I have a direct 40-question logical reasoning prep for you as well. Now, you have to get in mind, it's fine. Go where you want to go for it, but make sure that when you get this prep test, wherever you go for it, make sure to have some logical reasoning in there as well, so you understand the way to think about in the process when you take your test. You're thinking like a logical reasoning person in a law enforcement environment. So that's a big deal, So ensure you have that. A fitness test. This really gets a lot of people. So guys, you gotta be basically fit. And you can prepare for this. The one for the PFT ones, not that bad. Push-ups, sit-ups, and of course you do the step test, right? 14-inch for BP. I think 14-inch step block for BP. I think it's 120 per minute, I believe. Just prepare for that. A lot of people have a hard time with the step test. Now, what I've been doing, I've been referring people, hey, go to your local gym, get a coach for 2 weeks and prepare for that step test, or the push-ups and sit-ups, whatever you got to prepare for it. Don't let this PFT test knock you out. That doesn't make any sense. You have time to prepare for it. If you got 2 weeks, you can do it. You can prepare for it, go every day, make it serious, go to the gym, and work out and get ready for it, okay? You can do this, you guys. It's very important. One of the second most biggest thing that people fail at is a structured interview. It's a huge, huge obstacle for most people. The Border Patrol interview is what I call the toughest interview of all 7 law enforcement areas that I teach. This means over the FBI, over the Marshal Service, over the CBP, over the Secret Service, over civilian law enforcement. It's the toughest one of all. And there are reasons why it is so tough and challenging. It has a 60% fail rate as well. So this is why I started my business years ago. I was just doing BP interviews for the first half year of my business because it was such a tough thing to deal with and people had a hard time passing it. So you really got to understand the BP interview is not a civilian-based interview. People keep walking into this Zoom meeting, think it's going to be some kind of civilian-based interview, and then they're shocked when they're told, nope, you didn't pass, and they can't believe it because they know they didn't pass from the first question on, because the first question has nothing to do with civilian interviews at all. And so they're shocked, of course, right? Next is going through, of course, the medical, physical as always. That's, you really can't control that, right? The medical is just you, right? And then you're going to do the background, which is the SF-86. Now, the key to the SF-86 is the key to life. You want to be honest, right? Now, this is critical, especially for BP, because, for all of them actually, but for BP, because the SF-86 is going to be the document that your BI, the background investigator, would draw the questions from to ask you. And he's looking for a convergence of the truth on the SF-86 to match his questions. Because what happens next, we go for the polygraph, which is last, right? It's got to match up. So all three are married together. All the same answers should be all the same for all three. No diversions at all. So back to the background check, right? You got to make sure that thing is clear and crisp. Now, on the SF-86, you don't want to leave things blank. It doesn't matter if you were unemployed for 3 months, you say that. I'm unemployed here to here. If you volunteered, you say that. It all matters. A lot of people here have foreign contacts. Even your foreign dating sites, you got to say who you're talking to, what company it was, whatever. You got to be open to these things because they're going to ask you anyway, A lot of guys have a questions about the DRUG stuff, Well, for the WEED, that class schedule has been taken down to Schedule 2, or it's going to be a Schedule 2 pretty soon. Right now, it's Schedule 1, which is pretty ridiculous. If you understand what Schedule 1 DRUG is, WEED doesn't belong nowhere near that, but that's what it's at, okay? Make sure your history, you're accurate to history, you're honest with your history because they're going to double check those things, so just be honest. If you were fired from a job, just say that without the emotion. So many people want to get emotional when they get fired. Oh, I got fired because boss sucked, he was blah, blah, blah. The background investigator does not want to hear that nonsense. Just say what happened, the facts only. No one's going to want to get into these 3 or 4, pages of what happened and it was a sunny day and 3 p.m. But get to the facts. Now, what I tell people all the time, and it's true for most times, put down irreconcilable differences. That just means you two didn't get along. It's like people say for divorce, right? They have irreconcilable differences and they didn't get along, and that's all there is to it. That's all you got to do, right? Now, you got to understand too, get past the BI, of course, right? Now what's going to happen too, you're going to get into the polygraph. Now, I am not a fan of the polygraph, and for 2 reasons. I think you got to have facts before you say you don't like something, right? What's the fact behind it? Fact number 1 is the polygraph is inadmissible in court. Doesn't belong in court. If I get you to say something because I use a polygraph, no judge is going to hear that. It's not admissible. Number 2, I feel, it's my opinion, there is some leading by the polygraph experts sometimes that when they believe you did something which you didn't do, they keep pushing that way. So that's just my belief, Could be wrong, but that's my belief. I've been at this for 7 years, so I might have a few clues about that, You know how that works. So the polygraph is the number 1 hardest thing to pass. SI, number 2, hardest thing to pass. Now, what you're going to experience is a test of your patience. If you have a job now, keep it. You want to take a vacation next few months, go. Live your life as you want to live it. Don't let it stop you. You keep doing your thing, okay? Because this is going to play in the background. It's always going to be there as you go through the process. Don't sit there and wait, what's next for CBP? Live your life and do what you got to do. Now, what you want to do, if you really want to get your odds to pass, I have all that for you. I've got 7 years of it down below for you. I've got practice exams for BP down there for you. I have people really come to me for, though, the coaching for BP, structured interview coaching. I have a 90.4% pass rate for those who come to me for coaching, of course, because I hammer it hard and I know what I'm doing. And I'm very competent in this area to get you past this as well. I have the receipts. Also, too, you need SF-86 overview. BI experience with me. I can show you that too, like what it's like to have a BI investigator call you and ask you questions. I have all that for you down below. I want to tell you this though, guys. You want to become an expert in patience and an expert in detail because they're going to ask you a lot of questions on the SF-86 detail. Patience for sure, it's a long process. And I'll tell you this last thing. The minute you pass your exam, if you want to get a great chance to pass the structured interview, you really want to contact me. If you want to, contact me as soon as you can. You don't want to get hold of me on a Friday and we have an S-Line on Monday. I mean, we can still do that. I've done it before. But you want to get into this where you're comfortable and confident. It takes a little time, right? A couple weeks, a week at least, right? So do that. You guys, I wish you the best out there. I want you to pursue your dream and continue your mission to get your badge and protect the country. You guys take care. Bye-bye.